let's go back to some of the first things you said. They were trying to convince you that you had some kind of psychological problem when really you were
Mm,
just hungry. You said, how
yes.
much, like, how many cases or how many people who think they have some kind of psychiatric disorder or psychological problem, or maybe they're so either they're diagnosed or even they may have something, but they're undiagnosed. How much of that do you think is because they're hungry? Because
Correct.
that's a vast difference in
Mhm.
terms of solutions.
Yes. Um, well, I can speak for bulimia. I don't believe it's a sort of a mental issue. Well, it is,
Hmm.
but like those things are interconnected.
Hmm.
I think it's a stress issue, of course. It usually you usually sort of develop bulimia after a prolonged period of dieting, and
Hmm.
so obviously your body is so stressed that it almost develops this kind of starvation prevention mechanism.
Hmm.
And because those kind of signals, they stem from this almost animalistic part of the brain, responsible for like, kind of like survival and like the sort of instincts that you don't think about.
Hmm.
It's so strong and it's compelling, but it stems from a stressed organism trying to
Hmm.
survive.
Hmm.
That's what I've learned. And once I realized that, recovery was so easy because,
Hmm.
all the sort of, I wasn't diseased. I didn't have terrible childhood or past. I was just hungry. And the urges to binge were so compelling because my body was literally trying to keep me alive.
Hmm.
And, you know, and so once I understood that, and so obviously your thinking brain, okay, so I'm not sure how. Okay, so the animalistic part of the kind of brain, like the instincts that we,
Hmm.
generate, they almost don't respond to reason, and so you just have to sit it through and like observe it as from like a third person perspective. At the same time, you kind of have to feed yourself so your body isn't stressed anymore,
Hmm.
and so yeah, it was pretty easy then
Yeah.
onward. And I think a lot of women, men as well, but mostly women are terribly misinformed. They are taught that something is wrong with them, that they are diseased. In fact, it's their healthy body trying to keep them alive, to
Hmm.
be honest. Not
Yeah.
in a perfect way, because
Yeah.
the bodies are not perfect in
Right.
any way, but our bodies are survival machines. And in one way or another,
Right.
your body will try to help you stay afloat.